Hi there, Having Faith Through the Flames here, and guess what day it is? It's Thursday, it's Thursday, it's Thursday, it's Thursday, it's Thursday. That's right, everybody, it is Thursday, and today we are going to be looking at how God loves us even in those difficult times. We are going to be focusing on Joseph, and what happened to Joseph is appalling. I cannot imagine the people I love the most throwing me away and not understanding that. So let's take it back to the beginning. Joseph was loved by his father, like super loved by his father. He was the one that got the coat, that coat of many colors that everybody's talking about. They even made a musical about it. Then his brothers got jealous because he kept having dreams that he was going to reign over them. So because they were so jealous, they decided to kill him. One of his brothers was like, we probably shouldn't kill him because that looks bad on us. So they threw him into a pit. And then the gypsies kind of went by and they were like, hey, let's sell him. We can make a little coin off of it. And they sold him for 20 shekels a coin, or 20 silver shekels. And that's all he was worth to them. They sold him, then put blood on his coat and told his father that he had been killed by a wild animal. So then he is sold and Potiphar is the one that buys him. So he's already gone through the humiliation of losing his entire family. He's gone into the humiliation of being in shackles and being treated like a slave. And now he's working for Potiphar. So Potiphar loves him. He's really good at his job. He's really good at doing the things that Potiphar wants him to do. In fact, Potiphar likes him so much that he makes him over the entire house. All I can think is, Joseph should have been like, man, I really made a life for myself. I really got back up on my feet. I'm doing pretty good. Then we find out Joseph is a looker. He's exactly what most women want. And so, of course, Potiphar's wife starts trying to sleep with him. But Joseph is dedicated to the Lord. Joseph loves the Lord. And so he says no. Over and over again, he says no, until even the day comes that she grabs him by the clothes and he has to literally take off his jacket and run away from her because he refuses to go against the Lord that way. It's not about her. It's not that he refuses to go against her. He refuses to go against the Lord that way. So what does she do? She lies to her husband and says that he tried to do something bad to her, that he assaulted her. And because she had pulled his jacket off, she shows him his jacket and says, see, he was here. I have proof. And so Potiphar has to do what he has to do. What makes it worse is, in my opinion, Potiphar's not a dumb man. Everybody knows the wife. Everybody sees how the wife lusts after Joseph. So I'm sure he had an idea that it may not have happened. And he knows Joseph's character. He had him over all of his household. There was nothing he kept back from Joseph except for his wife. But he has to follow the rules. And it's not great finding out that your spouse maybe had something happen to her. So he throws him in the dungeon. And that's where I make the connection. Even when I'm doing what God asks me to do, even when I'm on the path that God asks me to walk on, things happen. Bad things happen sometimes. Keeping faith during those times where you've already had bad things happen and then you've picked yourself back up, or God's kind of picked you back up and you're back on the right path, and bam, you're down again for a stupid coat. It's a coat, again, that gets him in trouble. But in my life, I do it again. I make the same mistakes, or I'm following God and I still get in trouble, or I still don't know what to do, or I still don't have answers. It's those times that I really struggle with. It's those times that I just don't understand why I'm here again. But we're going to pull out our handy dandy Bibles and we're going to go to Genesis and we're going to see what God says about those times. So we're in Genesis 39. And we're at 21. God said to Joseph, well, he didn't say it, but, he is the word. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him steadfast love and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison put Joseph in charge of all the prisoners who were in the prison. Whatever was done there, he was the one who did it. So even though he was put in prison yet again, because slaves were constantly put in prison back then, even though he was put in prison again for something he didn't do, God still showed him favor. Even within the confines of his new environment, he rose to the top. So you guys, just remember, when you're going through it, when you're following God with your heart and soul, and things just keep piling on and you feel like you're gonna break, remember that God has favor with you. God sees you. God hears your prayers. God knows that you're asking for help. And God sees when you follow what his directives are. He sees that you're following his commandments. Don't give up, you guys. He will give you favor. And in my life, remembering that God's going to give me favor when I'm literally in the trenches and mud's up to my knees of all the crud going on, that's really hard to do. But God always, always, always tells the truth. And if it says in the Bible that he will give favor, he will give favor. Take faith. God doesn't leave you in the valleys. He always brings you back to the mountains. Take faith. It may not look the way you thought. Joseph didn't think he was going to be the leader of the prison. Who would think, oh, I'm going to be the leader of a prison when you're just wearing a coat your dad made you? God will bring you up. You will succeed through God. I love you so very much. I hope this was encouraging and helped you through situations you're going through right now. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and until next Tuesday, bye.